For shoulder movements for the barbell, probably one of my favorites is going to be an overhead press. With that, I also like a couple variations of it, so we're going to go over that today. So for your traditional overhead press, I'd usually recommend grabbing somewhere just outside of shoulder width. It's probably going to be a little bit more narrow than you would a bench press, but depending on where your comfort level is, you could also grab a little bit wider as well. From there, it's going to be starting at your clavicle, scapula pulled down and back. You want to make sure you're looking up, not forward. If you're looking forward, you're not going to be able to drive this bar straight up because of your chin. So you don't want to lean back when you look up. You want to stay upright, just look up, pressing overhead, and then chin down as you get toward the lockout at the top. And then chin back up on your way down. It's very important that you do look up though. I've seen, and I do done it myself, plenty of times you don't look up and you can actually pop yourself in the chin with the bar. Doesn't feel good. Main things that you want to focus on are just keeping your shoulder blades tight back and together. Even at the top of the range of motion, you're not extending your shoulder blade or scapula forward. You're keeping everything nice and tight and just driving up through that maximum range of motion overhead. So that would be your traditional overhead press. Basically, it's a very isolated movement. Now for a push press, you're getting a similar grip, same setup, same start point, still chin up, except with that you're going to get a little hip drive. So you can get a little knee dip and up and over. It doesn't look like a whole lot, but when you get the movement of a push press down, you're going to notice you can move substantially more weight. Now the benefit of this is it's a little bit more explosive. It allows you to move more weight. It's going to overload your central nervous system a little bit more and also help you acclimate to moving heavier weights even with your conventional overhead press or strict overhead press. Or with that, you're going to obviously develop more upper body strength, more shoulder strength, tricep strength, and it's going to help with all your pressing movements, generally speaking. So both great to do. Both of them are great to do. If you're a little bit newer to lifting, I would always recommend to start off with only the stricter movements. So don't move in or progress into an overhead or a push press rather, until you're at a point where you feel pretty confident that you're moving good weights, as well as you're good with a front squat movement, things like that. So that way, that little bit of a hip hinge is something that you're not going to compensate and lean forward or back at all as you do it, and that you can just get that hip drive underneath. Another thing to remember is that it's I guess you're trying to use that hip momentum to help drive the weight. So you're pressing as you're pressing with your shoulders as you're pressing with your legs, and basically just creating a little bit extra momentum under the bar. So it's not up and then press, or here push and then try to come up. It's going to be same time explosive straight overhead. That's really it.